Hello and welcome. This is Melskiner, and we're back with some more The Long Journey Home. Since the last time I recorded, there was another update. This has a couple side effects, the main one being that they have supposedly fixed a number of issues, one of which was the issue I had in the last video that almost made me want to stop playing. The issue where you hit an encounter and then it sends you directly into a star because it just sets you at a random direction after you leave the encounter, not anything to do with the bearing that you had. Supposedly that has been fixed. We'll have to see if that is indeed the case. But there's a whole slew of fixes that they have done and various changes, and that's mostly what the update had to deal with. Unfortunately, the other side effect of the update is that all the defaults are reset. It seems like that happens every time they do an update. I'm not exactly sure why that happens, but pretty much everything that I had set before, all of my settings and the options have reset, as well as the tutorials. So I'm probably going to be hitting tutorials as we go through the game yet again. Again, it seemingly, they just reset that every time. So we'll just have to deal with that. All that being said, let's go ahead and clear out one of our cargo slots here. I'll use the carbonates to fill up my EM tank. It appears these Kudas shells are filling up some of my cargo slots. So we have a mission, and I don't know why sometimes these things don't show up in your mission report, but we have a mission to go to a Kudas base and more or less sell those. So that's what we're going to look to do. The other thing we're looking for is the Tomb Raider objective. We have to find a system with 3 planets and check it out to make sure that there isn't any of these Kudas artifacts. With that in mind, I do want to take a look at... Oh, the galaxy view is kind of like off the normal thing now. I guess that's one of the changes they made. We'll see. But I want to... I don't remember 100% where I left off, but I know I was looking at systems that had 3 planets. I don't know if I explored all of the planets in the system. If I did, we're probably going to be going through them again. This could, in theory, be correct. I kind of want to get to a Kudas station. That's going to be all the way up there, isn't it? That kind of sucks. Well, this is going to be a place I'm going to end up jumping anyway, it looks like, because anywhere else we could go is not on that path to go up that way. So, and as long as we have these Kudas shells, our inventory is more or less, or our cargo hold is more or less taken up. All right, well, I think I've seen what I want to see. Let's take a look. I am in orbit of a planet. Let's take a look at where we are. Now, I'm fairly certain I went down on this planet, because that's where we got the Kudas shells in the first place. More than likely, I have not yet encountered the asteroid or the other planet outward, the ice planet, so we're gonna try and do that. So I'm gonna leave about now. See if we can get this thing going away, and we'll just encounter the asteroid, and we'll see. Have they fixed the encounters? Are we just going to be popped out of this thing at a random angle that could possibly be a potential risk to us, like what we had happen in my last video, where we just got shunted right into a star, and there's literally no way for me to not have the collision with the star. I thrusted as hard as I could away from the star, but I was facing right at it, and I didn't really have any momentum going away from it, so it just sucked me right in, and there was nothing I could do about it. This resulted in damage to the ship and an injury to our crew that should never have happened. I still wish that there was some way to use the right stick to look around so I could actually see what was coming a little bit better, so I could course correct. It looks like we are going to hit it. So in theory, when we leave this, we should be going in the same direction that we already were. We'll have to see if that's indeed the case, with about the same velocity I would like to see. Unfortunately, fuel for our ship was a little bit low because of, oh, now of course we've got the tutorials popping up. Go ahead and put our shield up so we can protect ourselves. I mean, I'm glad to see these updates, but I honestly think, and I've already said this, first off, I don't think proper beta testing was done on this game before it was launched. I think that's pretty clear, because a lot of these issues are being solved really rapidly after the fact the game came out, so it's pretty clear that these were not brought to the attention of the developers before the game was released. Secondly, there's still a lot of flaws with this game to the point that I don't think it should have been a full release. I think this should have been released in early access. Now, I know there's some stigma to early access, but really, as flawed as this game was on launch, it should have been released that way. All right. I don't know if it's possible to get hydrogen or helium from these asteroids. I'm going to assume not, but you never really know. Ooh, platinum, that's good. See if we can turn around and get the other bit before it goes right into that asteroid. Does look like they get knocked away, so that's fine that it doesn't get, like, phase through. Okay, so 2 bits of platinum is going to be pretty fantastic for us. That's going to allow us to do a lot of good repairs. If not anything else, platinum is worth a lot for trading. Okay. Again, fuel is really my main concern, but any other resource we can get will be valuable here. Hey, silicates. That's good. That'll allow us to refill our EM tank, something that I feel like we need. Okay, well that was a good encounter. Let's get out of here, and let's see if we end up... how we end up exiting this encounter. Now, we're not really going to be in danger if we exit this encounter in a way that doesn't really make sense to where we came in, but... there. I want to make sure I have enough run-up to get this going, and it looks like so far, not really. This might be good. No, that's not gonna do it. Almost clipped that. There, I might have an opening this way. Again, if I could use the right thumbstick to look around, that would be dandy, because it doesn't do anything else. Alright, I think we had enough room there. Alright, we got out. Let's see where it pops us out. This is supposedly something that they have fixed. No, it isn't. That was the complete, not even close direction to where I entered that encounter. Now, arguably, that could have been how I exited the encounter, so I don't know. But... I don't know. I still have problems with the encounters and how they work. If it's a nature of... how you leave the encounter, that's kind of bullcrap in and of itself, because when you're doing the encounter, you're not worrying about how you're exiting the encounter. You're not going, okay, where was I on the system map and in relation to how I'm going to exit? I just have an issue with that. It should be how you leave the encounter should be dependent upon how you entered it. Now, you might argue, oh, well, you could go into an encounter real hot, and maybe you wouldn't want to do that. But I just think in the instance of what happened with that one encounter where we got sucked in the star, maybe it was the direction that I left that encounter. But to be honest with you, I don't like the way that this works. If you're too close to something that you could collide with, and you're not, you know, if you haven't memorized exactly where you were and where everything else was in relationship to each other on the system map before you leave, and make sure you leave in that direction, I think that it's just, I don't like it. Okay, so unfortunately, this doesn't look like the system for us. Now, there are ruins here, so that could be the thing we're looking for. So, might be worth going for. The main thing that I have to worry about, well, not only the gravity, but also the winds. So, let's go ahead and go in here. We do have some cargo in our landers that I'm going to want to deal with. So silicate are fairly common. We can go ahead and burn those and refuel our EM tank. As far as our lander, I don't feel like I want to burn platinum on that. Okay, so as far as our crew, we are going to assign our archaeologist to that mission. Now, the mission forecast is deadly, but if it just wind, I may be able to handle it. If I can't, we can always just shoot ourselves straight up and go from there. There is copper, but I'm not really going to worry about that. I think we just go and we try and see what these ruins are about, because that might be what we're looking for. I, of course, am nervous about this mission because it says deadly, and whenever it says that, you have to worry a little bit. I wish I had modules that would have helped us for a mission like this. Right now, all we have... Okay, I'm working hard. I need to deal with the vertical speed here. I was hoping to try and kill the horizontal speed before this wind kicks in. But unfortunately, we were going so fast, not a whole lot I can do, and here comes the wind. And it's going in the opposite direction to me. That actually isn't going to be too bad to deal with. We're getting there. Okay. There we go. Shoot. Alright, I'm just gonna sit here for a second. I literally can't fight the wind right now. I had that landing, I think, and I was just about to hit reverse thrust to anchor myself, and then the wind blew me. I may not be able to get out of this, to be honest with you. Alright, we're just gonna wait. The thing they said in the updates was that the way that the game indicates the lander, they felt misled people thinking that the Serenity, the lander that we have, is the better lander for a new player, and they were saying that's actually not true. They recommend the Odyssey as a beginning player's lander, and I would argue that everything that they have in that interface indicates that the Serenity is a better craft. Cargo capacity is better. All of the other stats are seemingly better. So definitely they needed to do something to indicate that a little bit better, and that's apparently something that they've worked to do. All right, let's see if we can get up where we're looking to go. Come on. Okay. I'm standing in what looks like the ruins of an old temple. Floor looks like marble. The courtyard is surrounded by what looks like... Dragon is the only word that comes to mind. There's 5 of them carved out of stone, one larger than the others. They don't look friendly. There's a dim chant coming from somewhere. One word, over and over. Sounds like a word I'm not even going to try and pronounce. But anyway, let's go ahead and explore. Okay, she's got anxiety. Heading to the temple. The faces are staring at me. I'm not feeling very well. Hungry, so hungry. I could chew my arm off. Only, let's finish here as quickly as we can. I think this is a shrine to something. Not a god. A symbol on the wall and a book that's almost crumbled to dust. 2 circles intertwined, but separated with an arrow. I don't know what that means. Let's see if there's anything here worth taking. So, we've got an unidentified relic. Let's take it. Got it! Returning to the lander. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. I'm just gonna jump straight up. Windstorm seems to have abated, but I'd rather get out of there. Yeah, there's copper, but I'm not going to risk the lander trying to get it. Especially as we're full up on copper. Now I could use the copper to repair stuff, which, you know, honestly we need, but right now I'm happy to just move on. Okay, that very well may be the thing I'm looking for. So I don't know if it's going to change things. The system has 3 planets, as far as I know. That's nothing. But let's go over to the lab. Okay. My expert opinion, it might be worth something, I suppose. Sentimental crap. Might be worth breaking down into something. So he says that about pretty much everything. Okay, this is just a gate pass. Now, we do have the white pill. So we could take it to remove the anxiety. If it comes down to that. I kind of worry, though, with Benoit. Because he actually may have problems, and they may manifest on their own. So we'll have to see. But we've racked up 2 injuries on our archaeologist now, so I'm going to have to be careful. But that was possibly what we were looking for, although we have no indication that that was indeed what we were looking for. All right, let's get the hell out of here, and I'm going to go ahead and initiate our jump. Another thing that they've changed that I think we encountered in the last video is if you get towards the perimeter of the system, which is tutorial, is going to interrupt my jump, so may very well happen here. You get emergency autopilot, and it does this. We'll have to see what this does. Okay, it's taking me right into a planet. Thank you, emergency autopilot. So that's what they've changed. Before, you just would start encountering asteroids, and it would do damage to your ship, according to, you know, the game. It'd just do damage to your ship if you did that. So they've changed that. Now, honestly, I probably would have jumped out before the autopilot hit me if it wasn't for the fact that a tutorial started. Alright, so I think we go ahead and we jump over here, just because it gets us on our way, the direction I want to go, which is up this way. I don't think it matters. But we could jump here, or we could jump here. This actually might be the better jump. I might have already been in the system, to be honest with you. I'm not... No, actually, I think this shows me the course that I've taken. But here gets us the ability to jump to other systems that we could trade with. And honestly, that might be a good call, because we do need fuel, and we can't refuel ourselves at these bases. So I think we come here, then we jump here. Alternatively, we could jump here and then there. And if we don't need to, when we jump here, to jump anywhere else, we could jump over there. On the other hand, if we jump here, we could possibly get gases to refuel ourselves with. So this looks like it's hard to tell, and I'm going to be kind of upset if we jump there and we're not in range of the station, but it looks like we're in range of the station. It's really hard to make out, though. It looks like it's just on the periphery. I wish you could click on somewhere and then see from there if you could jump somewhere else, but I guess we're just going to have to take the risk. I'm going to jump here just because I think naturally getting the resources we need would be better than going through other means. But all that helium, hydrogen, and xenon might be on the gas giant that we can't, you know, land on anyway. Let's go ahead and jump here. We do have our shielding get damaged, which is not good. So there still is wear and tear at this difficulty. But again, if we get to that spaceport, if it is a spaceport, we will be able to repair that. Depends on whether we have the currency to do so, of course. Okay. So let's go ahead and move in orbit. These planets seem fairly small, so even the gas giant we might be able to do stuff with. I wish we had something that would mitigate the gravity. I know that's a possibility. You could get anti-gravity device for your lander. You know, I say the system looks small, but now that we're up close, I don't know about that. Okay, this is probably good enough. Okay, gravity's high. Convection is violent. Carbonates and silicates. I think I'd be able to handle a mission on here. It'd be tough. I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna first off change my pilot. I don't need somebody that's already injured going on this mission. So we're gonna have Malcolm do it. We're gonna land. I'm gonna try for some things. What do we have in our... Okay, so it doesn't really matter what I take here, in my opinion. And any damage we get to the lander, I can just repair with the platinum. So I think we'll be okay. Let's go ahead and try it. And if it doesn't look good, I'll just get out of Dodge. Okay, I don't really care which bit of resources I land on, just as long as I land on something. Okay, we've already dealt with the vertical speed. Let's try and get the horizontal taken care of. Now we need to deal with the vertical again. Okay, Okay, the wind might start picking up here, so I'm gonna go ahead and reverse thrust to anchor us down. Okay, that's good enough for me. We got our 3. Took a little bit of damage. That's not too bad, though. And I don't feel like we wasted any fuel in this mission. Okay, so... Oh, we only got 2. Well, that sucks. I thought we saw a 3rd symbol, but that's okay. I'm not going to go back down on the planet. So we use the silicates here to refuel. And... take a look at our map. Alright, so I'm going to wait until... we can move away. I don't think this gas giant is going to be something we want to encounter. We'll see. I mean, if I get in orbit with it, I'll check it out. But I have a feeling that the gravity is going to be too high. We don't have a lot of speed coming in here, but as we get close to the gravity well of the gas giant, it should start pulling us in, so we're going to have to maneuver away from it. I'm hoping that this green planet is fruitful for us if we can't do anything with the gas giant, which I assume we were not going to be able to. Okay, like we're getting sucked in. I'm gonna shoot away a little bit because we can see where the gravity well is. I can't see the planet, unfortunately. It's kind of hard to tell how I need to adjust. Yeah, that might do it. I have the feeling that this is going to be too, yeah, very high. I mean, that's the main reason. It says high risk, but I know I can deal with high gravity. I don't think I can deal with very high. So we're just going to wait until we're facing the green planet. We're going to go for that. I'm hoping the gravity's not overly high there, because I would like to definitely try a mission there. All right, this is probably good enough. Feel like we didn't quite get the trajectory I was looking for. Okay, I did manage to get that orbit. It was looking close, though. Mostly it's saying high risk because of the winds. So I can deal with winds. That makes getting the gas really tough, though, doesn't it? Oh, there's nothing else on the surface. No life forms, no structures. So we're just going to go down there. We definitely need the gas. So we're going to go for some helium here. And that's tough to get in good conditions, not heavy winds. And of course, it's going to be on the other direction that I want to. Okay, so we're going to need to go. I didn't pay attention. I guess there is a hazard here of lightning, which we just took a strike. Not going to worry about the copper right now. Okay. We're getting close. Come on. Here comes the wind. You're just going to screw with me royally. Okay. 1 bit of helium. 2 bits of helium. Come on. Come on, give it to me. Alright, I think that's 3 bits. Yeah, 3 bits. Let's get out of here. Taking damage. Ooh, that lightning shorted me out a little bit. Let's get out of here. Alright, 3 bits of helium I can do. We'll use that immediately to refuel ourselves. Possibly. I might even hold on to it, to be honest with you. If we can get to a spaceport and get a refuel, refueling is not that expensive. So, all things considered, I may think it may be worth just holding on to the helium we got. But it's good that we have it. It allows me to do some things. So, I think we're going to go ahead and put a cut in the video here. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.